Hello there, my name is Andrew Griffiths, the entrepreneurial futurist. I'm on the beach at Inverloch with my great mate and accountability coach extraordinaire, Darren Finkelstein. How
Morning,
you doing, buddy?
I'm fantastic, thanks. The sun's coming up.
Just after 6, we're running a retreat down here at the moment, a few days in Inverloch, beautiful. We've both been up for a few hours doing stuff, getting ready, getting organised. And I wanted to have a chat to Darren about accountability coaching. I think there's a lot of myths about accountability coaching, and in fact I went out and asked some people, what do you think about accountability coaching? Do you need one? What does it mean? Who needs an accountability coach? And I got 5 myths that I want to talk to you about.
Sure, bring them on.
The first one for me, that I had people say to me, it's accountability coaching is only for people who are really disorganised or lazy. You know, and there's a bit of a stigma. People might think, oh, well, you're lazy, you need an accountability coach.
Ding dong, is that the noise
Something
to say
like
it's
that.
wrong?
Yeah.
Look, that's absolutely not the case. It's actually quite the opposite. Really highly performing individuals, those individuals that like activity, they're the ones that need accountability coaching because they've got so many balls in the air that they're juggling.
I mean, that's how I understand it. You get a high performance coach, or you get a high performance athlete.
Yep.
Someone like Tiger Woods has a coach.
Yep.
Every Formula One racing driver has a coach. Every professional athlete has a coach. They're at their peak of their sport.
Yep.
They have a coach, not because they're slack and lazy, but to take them to the next level,
Absolutely, and it's not just those elite sports people, Andrew.
Right.
We're talking about your under 14 hockey team, your under 14 footy team, the netball girls. They all need coaches. They can't just get on the park or on the field and just make it happen. They actually need some guidance, they need some assistance. There's a lot of things going out there on a sporting field for a young person. And so they have coaching, so why wouldn't you have coaching for your business? After all, you've got way more invested in that exercise.
I think that's the point, though. It's not just for people who are disorganised, it's not for lazy people, it's actually mainly for people who are top performers, who are successful and want to be more successful. Now, I think in saying that, look, there's no doubt at all that there are times that we also, generally want to get more things done, and we need some accountability around that. I think there's a dual purpose, but it is definitely not just disorganised or lazy people, right?
Absolutely.
So
not.
let's get rid of that. Myth number 2, only poorly performing businesses need accountability coaching. So the business is doing badly, so now I need a coach to come in and make it better. Okay, there's a role for that. There's no doubt about that, right?
Absolutely. But it's not an accountability. It's not only. Correct, and it's not just an accountability coach. Really poorly performing businesses need. What we're talking about here again is working with individuals who have got business structures in place and they're managing teams perhaps, or they're a solopreneur who needs some not direction, but needs someone who can be counsel with them, talk about that stuff that's going on and give a different perspective, an outsider's perspective looking in.
Well, and you also, I know that you will go into a business that already has as a business coach. And then you come along to help with accountability and you work with the business coach to help.
Absolutely, Andrew, and that's probably the area of which I have the most clients, if I'm really honest. What happens is people engage a business coach, and that is a fantastic concept. And some of them paying, significant money to get outcomes, and they deal at a really high level, Andrew. They're talking strategy, they're talking about, focus and vision and mission, all really important stuff. But you know what? They leave that business coach. They go back to their offices. They're, in some cases, solopreneurs where they're working by themselves, or they're going back to their teams. And they're trying to implement that stuff that they learned a couple of days ago when they felt like they were the king of the kids. They're Rocky on top of the stairs, moving their hands. Well, they come back to the office and it's
reality
time to...
sets in.
Correct. Reality sets in. It's implementation, it's execution. It's rolling up your sleeves and going, what's the priorities you got in front of you? And let's just focus on one thing at a time, break it down into small chunks and work through it to make sure you get that end result you're looking for. Because if you don't, all that money you spent with a coach, all that money you've spent with your course, your program, your retreat is all wasted if you can't implement.
And 2 things in there that I would say. One is, the myth here was about poor performing businesses need accountability coaching. Well, that's not really the case, because really the majority of accountability coaching that you would do are actually for successful businesses that want to be more successful. So I'm going to emphasise that. But it doesn't mean, though, if there are problems or faults in your business that need attention, without a doubt, working with Darren, you can do that stuff. If you've already got a business coach, you can still combine that. I mean, the way that I operate, running author training or speaker training or business coaching, I always engage Darren to kind of come along, because I don't do the accountability stuff. I go, here's a strategy, there you go, now go and do it. And people are often going, well, okay, that's great, but who can help me do that? It's not my thing. Implementation is a different thing to the strategy, and that's really what your role is to help with implementation, right?
Absolutely, Andrew.
Great. Okay, myth number three. If you're already motivated, so I'm a motivated kind of guy, what do I need an accountability coach for?
Yeah.
And I think that's a really interesting kind of a myth. How would you respond to that?
Yeah. So if you're really motivated and you've got that get up and go, that energy, it's great to be able to focus that energy in the right direction, because
great point.
And that is where I find that my clients make the biggest steps forwards. The biggest progress is where they can actually take all that energy and they can focus on that task, the most important task. And part of identifying what the most important task is being able to work through your priorities. What do I need to do right now in my business? And if I'm running a particular program, or I want to run an event, or I want to bring in a new range of product lines, who's our marketplace? How much money are we going to make out of this exercise? Am I putting all this time and energy in for little reward? And I think that's really critical.
I think from my experience, people who are motivated are doing a lot of stuff, and they often have a lot of balls in the air, they're juggling a lot of projects. The role of an accountability coach there is probably to keep you focused, keep you on track, and make sure that you're doing the right projects at the right time according to your goals and what it is that you're actually trying to achieve. So, that concept that if you're already motivated, you don't need an accountability coach is like saying, well, Tiger Woods is already a good golfer, why does he need a coach? Or it's a similar kind of an idea around that. So that myth that's busted.
Yeah, busted, gone.
Okay, myth number 4. Look, I'm already getting lots of things done, so I'm an achiever, which is a little bit similar to the one we had before, but a bit different. I get projects done, I get stuff done. Why would I need an accountability coach?
Yep. Well, you want to get an accountability coach so you can make sure that you're focusing on those areas that are really, really important. We talked before about priorities. It's about making sure that your efforts are focused in a particular direction.
It's an interesting thing though too, because we live in a world that's full of distraction. We both work with lots of entrepreneurs who are busy people and getting stuff done, and they get a lot of stuff done. However, they're also very easily distracted. The butterfly syndrome.
Oh, look what's over here.
I
that
know.
looks exciting. Let's go and focus on that.
Purely by our nature, as entrepreneurs, we're looking for ideas, we're looking for opportunities, and to be honest, the next, the shinier one that comes along draws us. It's opportunity overwhelm at times.
And what happens then, Andrew, is that little shiny thing comes along and it gets your attention. You then go and put all your efforts and focus into that new thing that comes along that's exciting. So what's on your to-do list that you've been working hard to create gets pushed behind. So the item that's on the bottom of the list drops off the list. Now, you've created that list for a reason. Don't get distracted by those things, those shiny little diamonds, as I call them, in the rough. What you want to be able to do is to be able to take that idea and park it somewhere for the moment, and then work on it when you're ready to work on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you're someone who's already getting lots of things done, an accountability coach is actually going to help to keep you focused, but also help you get more of the important things done. Okay, and that's, to me, is the difference. Okay, so that one's busted. Myth number 5, and this is a really interesting one. A few people said this to me, this concept of, won't it be scary and intimidating to have an accountability coach? Like, I want to do stuff, but I'm a little bit scared of Darren. Is he gonna make me do stuff? Yes, that's exactly right. But is it going to be scary and intimidating?
Look, it's not going to be scary and intimidating because
scary and intimidating.
Not at all. And you know what else? And nor is it going to be embarrassing for you either.
That's a really good point.
It's actually about working together with you and putting our combined knowledge and our experience, and I bring a bucket load of that experience in running businesses to the table, and to be able to work together to achieve a common goal. That's what it's like when you're on a team.
I look at it as, I think sometimes we could think of an accountability coach as they're sitting across from the table looking at you going, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing this? That's not the way it works. The accountability coach is actually on the same side.
Yep.
They're there to help and support you, to get the things done that you need to get done. It's not a boot camp with a lump of wood where he's going to bash you.
I'm not cracking a whip.
But you are strong, and you are organised, and you are focused enough to keep other people strong, organised, and focused.
Absolutely, we're going to do the things that we say we're going to do. There's some interesting statistics that came out of a study in the US in 2010 that talked about accountability and achieving your goals. You have a 10% chance, a probability of completing your goal if you actually have a goal in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basic stuff. But you can increase that quite significantly to 40% if you have a goal and you know what it is you're going to do.
To make it happen.
Make it happen. You can increase that probability to 65% if you have a goal, you know what you're going to do, and you know when you're going to do it.
Yeah, great.
So we're now starting to formulate something there. But the most exciting component of it all is that you can increase your probability of completing that goal, that task, to 95% if you have made an accountability appointment with someone who's going to work with you on achieving that task by a certain date. That's enormous probability.
So you go from 10% to
95% by just having someone who's going to help you work through that together.
So bottom line is, myth number one, only disorganised or lazy people need accountability coaching. Myth number two, only poorly performing businesses need accountability coaching. It's not true, it's the exact opposite. Myth number three, you're already motivated, you don't need an accountability coach. It's not about motivating you, it's about making sure that there's the support and help you to achieve the stuff you want to do. Myth number four, if I'm already getting things done, why do I need an accountability coach? You explain that.
Yep.
Myth number five, won't it be scary and intimidating to have an accountability coach? No, because you're going to have someone there helping you to get the stuff done that you want to get done. It's the whole idea. So look, those five myths are completely wrong. Accountability coaching, in my opinion, is a very smart and very strategic part of doing business. If you're serious about getting things done that are important to you and that you need to get done, it's your drive, your ambition, whether it's to reach a goal, a financial goal, write a book, whatever, whatever those things are, engaging an accountability coach like Darren is a very small cost to